Saw a face on a documentary, emaciated beyond the color screen. It could have been mine. Keen turns into vultures who, feeding off the flesh of my soul, boast about how the clan is flourishing. Through my name, I've written a passage through which these illiterate souls could come through to the land of opportunities, opportune moments to say no in this struggle, saying, be gone misery, be gone soul-drenching misery. With the misers laughing their laughs that ripple like fuzz through the overstuffed pot bellies. My grandmother's pot has got big belly. Every night the grandchildren sleep on empty bellies. The pot is empty. Unlike what they said during the days of struggling against the common enemy, there was never a point at the end of the rainbow. Rainbow colors fly past mine eyes, your eyes. It's all in the sky, pies in the sky, piling up. Time to say time is up. We all want to eat a little something, something. A knock on the head makes me realize this is reality, not TV.
This festival started as a dream. It started last year with only 50 people and with only locals. But today we have people from 5 more countries. We welcome you to Zimbabwe, our esteemed guests. This day marks the first of the 3-day second edition of the Protest Arts International Festival. This festival is being held under the theme Protest Arts, Culture and Democracy, imagining and inventing the future. The purpose of the Protest Arts International Festival has been to highlight and reflect on the contribution of protest arts to democratic processes. It considers that protest arts is not just mere reflectors or mirrors of society. Rather, protest arts can play initiatory and active roles in raising issues and practices that can enhance democratic processes.
We would all like to be in the best stories, but they have no meaning. We would all like to sing the best song, but it has no lyrics. We would all like to be loved by the best man, Maya Yangoba. He has no heart. We would all like to be remembered by the best people, but they have no memories. Yes, we would all like to vote for the best man, but he's never a candidate. Why? Why is it that it is the haters of humanity who are always trying to reform it? Kangera, priests and bishops in sexual scandals, police officers dealing and stealing, magistrates exchanging the rule of law for bribes, politicians getting rich with the lies and frauds, traditional healers supplying slow poisons and tigologies, prophets flooding the market with siblings, fake prayers and bogus holy waters. Cut me a drink, my brothers. I am thirsty for some goodness.
This theme comes against the recognition that it is not enough to merely protest against past and present undemocratic ideologies, tendencies and practices. Instead, through reflection and artistic imaginations, protest arts and cultural practitioners and researchers can invent alternative models for democratic discourse and conduct.
Also looking at ourselves constructively and interrogate those things that we are missing as artists and practitioners within this industry. And the difficulties that we might actually meet are those difficulties that we say, this is a space for us. Let us share experiences, and within those experiences, let us learn from the best of the things that are happening around us.
Is socialism now? No, so it's capitalism. See yes, Alanjani, Tata Bolako, Uvelako, Nawe. See yes, Alanjani, Tati Maribola, Uvelayo. Itaku Israel magets Muminda Gorimana Usiku Mutuama. Sherengwete nayo yoya tinoti budiriro munjimbo right now ndanzwa muchitaura mimi muchiti muchativakira mabridge. Yes moyambuka my understanding ndeyekuti muno munzvimbo yedu hatina kana rukuwa rumwe chete bridge doti Sherengwete nayo zvino ringaite udambudziko kumunhu wakachenjera irori ini semunhu akangwara ndichatanga ndachera nzizi ndozoona mabridge chete.
He's too busy worried about the opposition. You know, sometimes I love the opposition.
Mrs. Liseng, that man did not get to where he is by mere chance.
20.
We should respect him for that.
20.
Mrs. Liseng.
When The cat is away. Please, do address me properly.
Well, sweet darling.
Music to my ears. Of course, you worry too much, Tweety. But there's really nothing to be worried about.
But so much is at stake here.
Just you concentrate on the matter at hand and everything will be alright.
I'm concentrating.
Another major component of the festival is the conference. The conference will enable artists, academics, and civic society members to engage in dialogue of how different art forms can be made to be more effective in their role of dealing with undemocratic and oppressive systems, structures, and practices that have become a cancer in our society.
An artist, for me, is actually an agent of society. And society needs to respect artists. But the only process that artists can begin to be respected in society is when artists respect themselves as political agents.
There was a French president during the Second World War who was called Charles de Gaulle. And he is the best definition of a politician that I've ever come across. He said, a politician is a person who does not believe in what he says and is surprised when others believe him. Politicians can promise you the sky and you vote for them. And once they are in power, what they do is think about themselves. Now, can artists be described as such politicians? Maybe there was need to contextualize the politician.
Todi niko ne avo vanofusha nekufurufusha mirayiro yesarudzo. Vanosarudza kuti kana sarudzo yasarudzwa vainosarudza musarudzo. Vosarudza kuti sarudzo haina kusarudza musarudzo wavaisarudza kuti dayasarudza. Vosarudza kuti sarudzo dzizosarudzwa pavanosarudza vachisarudza kuburitsa zvinobuda musarudzo panguva yavanosarudza. Todi niko ne avo. Avo vane mari fumaoko anosvikira nyange mune chiremandiro vane shamhu isingasarudzi inorova nyangwe yechembere magadziko vanodya uroyi hwaroya kukunda hakata dzavhurusa kana mundoza todini kone avo todini kone ayo machindarume anogara ukuma vanotora zamu renyika vachikama vodya paukama vachikora matama isu mujecha navatavatava tichitamba vanofamba namahachi vakapfeka mabhachi vachigocha hochi vachimbwira uchi vane motokari dzine miporiro isine nhamo chidida takati tororo todiniko ne
We are the moral class, the class that must stand up and morally declare that this is wrong. Even if our play was going to spend 3 hours just saying, this is wrong, this is another wrong, this is another wrong, this sin is another wrong. And I'm not going to the future, I'm simply saying this is a wrong. We are a moralistic class. That role is a good role to play.
My major question has been, can protest theater upstage the oppressive systems that are debilitating in our society? Theater is powerful to change systems, to change debilitating and oppressive systems of our government, because there is one resource that it can connect with, that the politician also has. That is the power of the people. This is where theater begins to function as a revolutionary for reform, as a revolutionary tool for change, when it is able to conscientize people of the oppressive systems that are happening to them.
But also the issue of human rights. How do we advocate for the respect of human rights in Zimbabwe? It might not be political, but it might be even something that is happening on the streets. There are women who travel all the way, say from Mavuko or Tafara, to come and sell tomatoes along the streets of Nelson Mandela. And the municipal police just come in and just take everything else, and nothing happens, end of day. And we want the theater industry to bring out that and show to the world the processes that happen within our own midst, because culture and arts and theater do not talk to the high profile issues. It's not our judge, the things is not kakuketu. Because those are the things that undermine our professionals, our profession. Those are the things that affect the things that we do every day.
Declare war on corrupt governments, indisciplined regiments, we take people for granted, those bodies of missing people purporting to be members of parliament, making parliament a house of play when masses starve and rot in poverty. Declare war! I declare war on leaders who inspire hate, preach xenophobia, sprouting racism, allowing tribalism, condoning regionalism, allowing cannibalism, subjecting nations to gloom, causing doom, making people butcher each other, shedding innocent blood of children and women, a brood of vipers who know no amen. Declare war!
Somebody asked yesterday what I would say about theatre in Botswana. Today, the four theatre groups that I told you about in Gaborone, I would say to you that today they call themselves, they call and see themselves as production houses. Let's compare. They are no longer a theatre, whatever. They are production houses because that is what the donor wants to hear. Now, this has created, should I call it competition or something amongst these production houses. There's no unity, you know. It has, so, conclusion. Now I'm really concluding. So, now I'm asking, how do we, as, in theatre, stop this? Is it stoppable? How do we do it? Are we the right people then? If it's stoppable, are we the right people to stop it?
Where does protest theatre find a home in a world that is defined by what we call capitalist modernity? That when you're operating in this capitalist modernity, as a protest artist, how do you survive? Because as an artist, you also need to survive. And who is this that provides the bread and butter? It is always the capitalist that you want to criticize all the time for praising you, for exploiting you, and all that.
I sing of black culture burning in computer ages. I sing of black culture gambled in dances of sunset hills. I am the black poet. I sing of black kings and black people. I sing of black people and black kings. I am the black poet. My mind is a drainage pipe pumping out acids of mental suppression. My mind is a drainage pipe pumping out needles of racial discrimination. My mind is a drainage pipe pumping out signs of economic dispossession. I am the stone left for the dead. I am the tree but oozing the blood of age. I am the riverbed flowing with mucus of age. I am.
My answer has always been this. As an artist, and I think Uncle is here, he will agree with me, to survive in certain situations, you must become a trickster. You must become a trickster. And as a trickster, what do we mean? You must find a way of codifying your message. Now, Zimbabwe is going through a process that Kenya went through. It was extremely difficult in Kenya in the early 90s to get sponsorship from government to do civic education. It was extremely difficult because it was seen as confrontational. So, those days we decided that we were going to do theatre and we were going to use allegorical plays. We talk about the hare and the elephant, and Moi would watch those ones and laugh at the way that the elephant is stupid and being cheated by the hare. And the communities could understand what is being talked about. And slowly by slowly, people began to embrace the change agenda that was being brought by the artist.
The reason why it continues to affect us is because the alternatives have not been shown to us. We don't know how to behave differently politically. We don't know, even the things that we talk about, democratization and stuff, remain abstract concepts if we are not given a clear vision and a clear view of what exactly that is. Now, facts are facts and reality is reality. Zimbabwe has been governed by one political party for the last 30 years. That is the reality. There is no alternative that we'll be able to see from that. But it is your responsibility through your work in different ways to be able to paint for us that alternative. And like I said, I might try to articulate that alternative, but I know that my poetry friends will be able to do that much better than I can in 15 minutes. I know that my theater friends will be able to do that much better in a theater production for 25 minutes. I know that my musician friends will be able to do that much better, not even in a song, in a chorus.
You're chasing me, and then I say princess. Princess becomes it, so we all run away from princess.
Yes.
Okay.
Workshops are very important at a festival because this is the opportunity that you get whereby people from different backgrounds, we have got different techniques and skills come together. As I said earlier on, the community theatre artists or the community artists immensely benefit from these workshops because the specialists that come from different countries, from different backgrounds, will train them on the techniques of using protest arts, on the techniques of acting for social change, on the techniques of writing for social change, on the techniques of composing for social change, and on the techniques of the world protest genre.
It's been really impressive to me to have economists here with political people with all different disciplines engaging the questions of art and social justice and protest, but to not have the arts isolated, to not have political economy isolated, but to really bring us together as the builders of our society. So I really appreciated that.
We want to celebrate that ability that culture and arts have become the alternative voice to make sure that people understand simple terminologies like democracy, respect of rule of law, blah, 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 sovereignty, and all those things. Those are the things that we are bombarded on every day, even on public media like the newspapers and the television. But how does my grandmother from Bikita understand that there's something called democracy? But theater has come in handy and simplified that terminology to make sure that people understand the role that they're supposed to play as citizens, but also as equal human beings.